to say. In fact, rather me talk about it, let's listen to it for real.
Did you torture Mr. Haddad?
According to the definition set forth by the Geneva Convention, yes, I did. Ibrahim Haddad had targeted a bus carrying 45 people, 10 of which were children. The truth, Senator, is I stopped that attack from happening.
Even if it means breaking the law.
In answer to your question, am I above the law? No, sir. I am more than willing to be judged by the people you claim to represent. I will let them decide what price I should pay.
And that show, fictional, is nonfiction because we're dealing with this issue in real life. Joining us now to debate this topic and more, two people that know about interrogating terrorists. They do it and write about it. Matt Alexander, U.S. Air Force and author of How to Break a Terrorist. Gary Bertson, right here on the couch, former CIA officer, author of Jawbreaker, and you have a new book out now called Human Intelligence. All right, first off to you, Matt. Should we torture to get information out of a terrorist?
No, we shouldn't, Brian. There's other methods of interrogation that are more effective than torture. There's relationship-building approaches that we can use, and there's approaches and techniques that police detectives use every day in interrogating criminals that are just as effective and more effective, actually, than torture.
Gary, do you have time all the time to have rapport building with terrorists?
No, you don't. There's two issues here. Number one is torture an effective tool? And many security services around the world, as horrible as it is, use it, and it's terribly effective.
Have you seen it work?
Oh, I know of many cases where it has worked, where foreign governments have extracted, governments that are working against us, like Iran and Syria, the Soviet Union for many years used it to great effect. Now, the second issue is should we use it or not? And the point here is we're in a dangerous territory now where we've got small groups that can leverage technology to create bioweapons, to do chemical attacks. If we find someone with fissile material in the years to come, how are we going to do this? Are we going to read them their rights? Are we going to try to establish rapport? We have to make some very, very difficult decisions on, where is that line and what is the timing on threats.
Well, what's your decision? If you have an al-Qaeda guy in your midst, what does Gary Bertson do?
Well, clearly you have some cases where we've used enhanced techniques, knowing that we can't go to court with it because we're trying to save lives.
Matt, what's your decision? Rapport building, cultural understanding, is that going to work all the time?
No approach is going to work all the time. The important thing to realize is that in the long term, if you use torture, you just recruit more fighters. So you stop an attack today, but you recruit 5, 10 more terrorists for the future, and you're not going to be able to stop all those attacks.
If a bus is about to blow up,
counterproductive in the long term.
If a bus is about to blow up with your family on it, and you have a terrorist that knows the information that could stop it, do you try to build rapport with that guy?
Yes, I do. In fact, rapport-building approaches and police detective techniques are faster than torture. Torture only hardens a person's resolve.
Are they lying to us when they say Khalid Sheikh Mohammed talked to us after we waterboarded him?
Well, the information that you get when you use torture is suspect. And that's always the case when you get information from coercion.
Well, clearly in the case of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed Ramzi bin al-Shibi, and the government has stated that they were waterboarded. They gave up the entire second tier of al-Qaeda, and we essentially dismembered the organization.
Matt, thanks for your expertise. Gary Bertson, thanks for your expertise. And guess what? This is going to be debated a lot with Barack Obama taking over and deciding what happens with Gitmo. Meanwhile,